Hi, I'm sorry if you caught my live a couple minutes ago. I was definitely on the wrong channel. I apologize. I put that on private, but I do want to talk about something over here, and that's the R. Kelly verdict responses. And just an open chat, just my thoughts, not trying to offend anybody, just have a couple things to say, especially from some of the panels that I've been on. I know it's a heated subject, and there's a lot of feelings, a lot of mixed emotions, and I really think it's important to keep the topic at hand when it comes to the verdict so far. What I've been hearing from different panels is things like, "Oh, what about the parents and the other people involved?" Yeah, that is a subject, but it's not a subject for right now. I think number one, R. Kelly's still being charged with stuff, and no one is saying that anybody should be not held accountable. But I think that it's important to keep the blame where the blame belongs as far as this act. Let's just say what people are saying is correct as far as the parents dropping off the kids at the house and all of that stuff. If you are not a pedophile or have pedophilia tendencies, that child being at your house, you'd more want to protect them than to what's the word? Than to harm them, right? Um, that's like you walk by a store, and the owner or the people working there aren't there. If you steal, who's accountable for that? The owners or the people that stole, right? We don't ask those questions when it comes to other crimes. Yes, we have a responsibility to eliminate potential harm or to minimize it, but make no mistake about it, the person who commits the crime does not get to say that another person allowed them to. And so I find that very disturbing when I hear those kind of conversations, because yes, other people should be held accountable, but only the charges would be different. So can't charge a parent with rape, right? If she dropped off her child, and we have different things that come into place. Child negligence, maybe there's all kinds of other things, but I think that that is a different subject, and I think that when we're doing that, it takes away from the actual crime and the actual people that were harmed. Let me tell you something. We make bad decisions all the time. Does that mean that we want our children to be harmed? No, it doesn't. And I don't think that is a fair discussion. Yes, there are things with R. Kelly that people should consider. He was abused, but you know what? It doesn't give you the right to do that to somebody else. And I think that after the Aaliyah trial and after, hey Lisa, after other things that he's had another chance. And remember, Aaliyah was 12 when they caught him doing a sex act with her. So you cannot even say, oh, that 12-year-old lied about her age, but come on now. And I think a lot of these arguments are just getting kind of ridiculous. We expect so much from the people that's going through stuff, and the ones that's doing it gets a pass. Like, well, they did it because of this. No, they did it because they wanted to. That's like me. If I choose to pick up a drug and use it, I can use all kinds of excuses, right? But I do it because I want to at the end of the day, regardless of the circumstances. At the end of the day, we have to be accountable for our actions. Um, she was still a baby. That's right, she was still a baby. And then just, you have somebody in influence. Oh, this necklace is choking me. You have somebody in influence. You have, people looking to, and Aaliyah was trying to build a music career, right? She was, R. Kelly wasn't the first person that she was with. Aaliyah, a very hard worker, and she did talk about a lot of trauma later before she passed away. And I don't think it's fair to paint that as a love picture. Oh, this child came onto this adult. No, there's a lot of grooming and stuff that take place, and that child is not mentally capable of making that decision. And that's why we have laws in place. And I really think, and when you're trying to talk about child marriage and stuff like that, those are different sets of laws. And I think that instead of trying to interpret the law the way we want to, if we don't like something, we can write our state senators. We can try to get involved, but to try to argue the logistics of the case, um, that verdict is done. And I think that yes, there's other things. There's accountability issues in other places. I just think it's a separate conversation, or to make a distinction. Yes, R. Kelly is he's been found guilty on these crimes, the parents, to hold them just as accountable, the law doesn't support that. They would be considered maybe accomplices or child endangerment or something like that. That would be the law. So there are levels to this. There's levels. There's only one person. If you leave your child with a grown man, if that grown man is decent, he's not going to touch that child. Period. Does that mean the parent should be left off the hook? No, it does not, because you cannot commit crimes unless society or the people you're around allow it, right? People know stuff, and a lot of times people make bad decisions, and I do think that everybody needs to be held accountable for that, down to the person who victimized R. Kelly as a child. I believe it was his sister. I do believe that. Still doesn't give him a pass, though. He has money and influence, and so when they bring in racketeering and the RICO Act and whatever that law is, there's a problem, and this stuff has happened over decades. Let's be for real, right? So it's a tragic situation all around, and instead of pointing fingers, where do we go? We got to learn from some stuff and not cause more division. Lisa said she was still a baby. We do have to be accountable for everything we do in our lives. We do, Lisa. And again, like I said, the parents that, you got to remember, even the parents did get involved. There was a fight on his part, and I believe there was a lot of taunting. And these kids, there's a grooming process to where they feel like they're in love, and it's a complicated thing. I know from personal experience. I'm not talking about myself. I just mean that that grooming process is hard to break, and you cannot blame a child for an adult's actions. I don't care if you have a promiscuous child. Children are trying to figure themselves out. The adult has it together, and they have a mind to where they can manipulate love. And when you have a situation when a person has influence and power, and they want their kids to be successful, it's just not a fair battle, and a child cannot consent. A child's parent cannot consent for that child to have sex with an adult. These are the things I've been hearing on different panels and different shows, and I just want you to know that there is not two sides to every story when it comes to crime. There's one story, and that's the perpetrator. Now, there are different dimensions and different aspects of that story, and that is, wait a minute, these children were minors. Why weren't they over here with the parents? But some of these other arguments, like, oh, why weren't they in school? Why weren't this? Why weren't that? That's so petty. All right. Charge the parents for truancy. Let's be for real. Let's keep it in perspective. The verdict has brought out a lot of emotions. But I think the victim blaming and blame shifting has got to be held to a minimum. You've got to remember, a lot of us don't speak out about sexual abuse and trauma. It's a lot of shame. And I think that we really have to be mindful of that. In a lot of ways, this verdict means some of our girls have been heard, because there was a lot of inappropriate stuff, and we know it. So there's no point of trying to minimize that. And it's time that we don't look at our Black girls as sexual beings. A lot of time we can't look at our girls as sexual beings. They're not, regardless of what they look like. They're children. We're looking at their bodies. We're not looking at their brains, right? We don't look at their brains like, you know what? Yeah, okay, her body looks like this, but her brain, come on. So let's be smarter. You don't want to, if you're going to present a case, present an educated one. So that way people can take you seriously. I just don't like some responses that I'm hearing, and I'm wondering if these weren't little Black girls, would we be hearing the same kind of repetitive and redundant arguments? Repetitive and redundant is the same word. I'm just wondering, when is enough enough? Let's be mindful of the people involved. Remember, there's still other cases, and we don't know. R. Kelly's going to appeal, so we don't really have all the facts. We know a lot of things. Okay, R. Kelly has a history of certain things. I'm not going to get into that, but as far as the verdict as it stands right now, whether we agree with it or not, I don't think pointing a finger at the victims who they're not the judge, and they're not the jurors. All right. So if you don't like the verdict, point the finger at them. And let's just keep in mind that there's real feelings involved here, and these children are children, and they cannot manipulate an adult. That adult whether he's dyslexic or not. We don't know the mental states of the children. So if they don't get that pass, the grown man shouldn't get the pass either. All right. This is politically incorrect where I speak about things and I don't worry about if I'm saying it politically correct. I think that, let me hear Lisa's. I think he is guilty in some of his actions, but I also think we should not condemn him. He needs help. Definitely, we need to pray for him. Lisa, you got to help me with the word condemn him. Let me see. I think he's guilty in some of his actions, but okay. And Lisa, I do think that he needs help. I do think that he shouldn't be around children, and he definitely needs to, he needs a lot of therapy. But I can tell you that my heart goes out to him. My heart goes out to the victims more, but it doesn't mean I'm saying just throw him away. I'm saying that I really believe that a society, to tell a developed and a great society, look at the prison system. I do not think our system is rehabilitating people. I think that we're creating monsters and we lock them up for a long time when they can be redeemed. I think that R. Kelly could be hurting in a lot of ways. I'm not making excuses, but I am saying that I do have compassion there too. And I've been through similar stuff, right? And I still can say I have compassion for Mr. Kelly. The children will need therapy. I think the parents will also need therapy, and I really think that the parents, if some of them were neglectful as far as leaving their children, they should be held accountable. But he's guilty of messing with children, and he's guilty of grooming. I'm going to say that. But do I think that he should just be thrown away? I'm not saying that either, but I don't think that he should get a pass. I think that I think I am sad about this. If he goes to prison, he could be harmed because of his celebrity status. And I would say that even if it wasn't R. Kelly, I don't think that we should be unsafe in our prison system. But I would like to know your thoughts on what I just said right then. As far as guilt, yeah, there's a lot there. Yes, these children were abused. The parents have spoken out. The kids have spoken out, and they're underage. And that it doesn't matter. I don't like when people call them supposed minors. They were minors. Punish him in a hard way, throwing him away. No, I know. But what do we do, Lisa? I mean, we can't just let these grown men harm children. The problem that I have is I think that, yeah, there should be a sentence, but I really wish that he do a lot of it in his home. I mean, he's lost a lot of his influence, a lot of his wealth. I do think there should be a civil, there should be restitution, and that that's a different story. I don't know. I definitely would like to hear more on other people's input. That's what I mean by condemn. Oh, okay, Lisa, I gotcha. And I agree with that. Let me go back to the different. He does need help. And it does hurt me that people, sibling abuse is actually common. It's really common, and we don't talk about it. It's not a comfortable subject. I think that when a person has been abused, and then if take into account he couldn't read, and a lot of his things, he wasn't just dyslexic. I believe he had trouble reading, right? Like he couldn't read. I tell you that a lot of your powers on your hands doesn't mean that you should mess with kids, but I definitely wonder his mental state, if he even sees himself as an adult. I don't know. I'm not going to go into that because I don't know enough. I'm not well versed enough in that part. I'm just talking about the verdict and the reactions I've seen. But if there's Lisa, I love your opinions and what you're saying. And I'm definitely going to look at my comments to see what you guys are saying about this. I can't help but feel compassion for him. Mama Fee says Mama Fee, how'd you find me so? Mama Fee, you are funny. You're all over this internet. Mama Fee, you need a channel. Mama Fee, oh, you did sub to Lisa. Okay, you did. This looks odd. Mama Fee says his bisexuality, so he won't be too uncomfortable. He was abused he abused his wife. I'm surprised you're reading to discuss this also. Mm. Mama Fee, I like I said, I agree with Lisa. Um, I didn't even know he was bisexual, so I don't know anything about that. But um, as people of color, we have to be careful what we say and do. We cannot do what other races. That's true. Um, hang on. That's true. I had some notes I was gonna read here. Let's see. Okay, that's all I was looking for. So yeah, some of the when I was seeing like some of the ages when they're like, oh, they lied about their age. Come on, a grown man is gonna know a 14, 15-year-old girl. Let's be for real. Hey, Don Cato. Um, and I just some of the stuff that I'm hearing. Somebody's gonna come to my chat and say, "Why is everybody blue?" I always start that way. Some of the stuff that I've been hearing is like the responses. It almost sounds as if these guys want it to be legal to sleep with underage girls, and it's just kind of sickening to me. It's just kind of sickening to me, um, and I wish that I was more. Can you say more versed in something? I don't know, but it's just a lot, you guys. Like, I really think that some conversations, uh, I really think that some conversations shouldn't be had in the same sentence. Like, maybe culpability, and yeah, okay, compassion. But who gets the most compassion? It has to be the children and the families. I have to say, they're the ones that were harmed, and only one person did that, and that would be Mr. Kelly. He's the one that chose to do that, and he could have stopped at any time. So that's my take on it, and I am interested to know what other people think about that. But at the end of the day, it's so easy to blame other people, but I think R. Kelly has to take the L for this one, and we've seen it for a long time. He's kind of put it in his music and stuff like that. Um, no, I agree with you, Lisa. Let me read your comment. I'm not saying he should get out of all this. All I'm saying is he is sick and need help. Praying our black men will learn from R. Kelly. Lisa, I agree with you 100%. I am. I do. And please don't take it as I'm picking on you, because I totally respect what you're saying. Mama Fee, I don't know about the bisexuality or anything like that. I don't know. So that's something that I have to look into. But that's regardless of his sexual orientation, no one is going to be comfortable in prison. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm worried about his safety in there, because I don't think it's just tough. It's tough, tough, tough. I don't think if you're not sentenced to death, I don't think that you should be unsafe in prison. What do you guys think about that? The child is her Kelly's sister. Unfortunately, I believe it's been. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The sister definitely harmed him, but Mr. Kelly did have a position of influence. The managers. Okay, we talk about the parents being held accountable. What about the managers and the assistants? And they talk about, oh, these people need a job and stuff like that. But what about the parents? If the parents were in certain financial situations, what kind of pass do they get? Me too, Mama Fee. Me too. There was an interesting question when I was listening to Information Man, and he asked all of us, and I even had to think about this. If it was our daughters, would we still listen to R. Kelly's music? Just kind of gonna throw that out there. I would like to know if you guys would listen to his music still, and if it was your daughter, like, would you still listen to it? Um, Listen to it, because I really like that song. I believe I can fly, and I really wanted to bust out in song right now, but I know that would be highly inappropriate. So, but I really like that song, and now I'm conflicted. Is it wrong to play that song or not? After listening to Information Man's take on it, I feel that I should not listen to it anymore. What do you guys think? Parents shouldn't get a pass. Parents absolutely shouldn't get a pass. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. Hell no. I miss his stepping music. No. Don Cato says no why I cringe when his song. Don Cato, you're a good dude. You're a good dude. No, I'm just playing. You guys didn't see that, did you? Sorry about that. Still, that's no excuse for what his sister did to him. He still knew it was wrong. She still knew it was wrong. Lisa, do you know the age difference by any chance of his sister? I don't remember. I can look it up, but I did read about that. I don't remember the age difference though, and I'm just wondering. Oh, Janadrian says he can't listen to him. Oh, he can't listen to this part he's talking about. What I'm talking about right now. I understand, Janadrian. Hang on, you guys. I want to know the age of the sisters. If you guys have that, let me know. But I can double check real fast. Hang on, you guys. If you know that would be quickly. Hang on. If I can get that for you. No, I don't know the age difference. Okay, I'm gonna try to look that up real quick. Not that it matters. It doesn't matter. Abuse is abuse. But I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Okay. But anyways, as I look that up, I again I'm worried. Oh, let's see. Kelly. I'm worried about his safety in prison. Okay. I'll get that for you right now. Whoa. Is it Teresa Kelly? Teresa first molested. Okay, you guys, let me talk. Let me read. I'm gonna read this verbatim. According to Carrie, Teresa first molested R. Kelly when he was 7 and she was 13. Carrie got molested when he was 6. Let me pull this up. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna read this article. You guys want to hear it? A well-known pastor allegedly was first. Okay, I'm just gonna read it. If you guys don't want me to, I won't. R. Kelly, surviving R. Kelly. Okay, not that. According to Carrie, Teresa first molested R. Kelly when he was 7 and she was 13. Read it. Okay. Carrie got molested when he was 6 and Teresa was 16. Hang on. What is that age difference? I can't think and talk. Okay, what is that age difference? Thank you, Don Cato. I'm sorry. Wait, let me see. Let me find a video. A video on there. Let me see. Maybe I can give you guys a video instead. That one's hard for me to understand. Oh, R. Kelly's brother. Let me read from R. Kelly's brother point of view because it's kind of hard for me when they just go by the last names. Okay, this is hard. Let me read this one. It's a little bit more, I like the way it's worded better. Carrie opened up about their molestation. So this is R. Kelly's brother, saying their older sister, Teresa Kelly, sexually abused Carrie and Robert when she was 16 and they were 6 and 10, respectively. Carrie said his sister grabbed his head as a child and forced him to perform sexual favors. Carrie also said Teresa allowed eldest brother Bruce to play outside when he wanted. Carrie and Robert, however, were forced to stay inside with her one at a time strategically so that she could sexually abuse them. While Carrie wasn't present when Robert was abused, he believes Robert experienced the same molestation. The difference, however, is that he believes the future R&B star enjoyed it. But that's, you can't enjoy, you your body responds to certain things, so I don't think that that is an accurate thing to say that that he enjoyed it. That's actually, and he's been abused. Um, that actually is whew, that's tough. That's tough because hey, Zero, mm, when I read that, uh, that was pretty tough. Let me mute my mic for a second because. Phew, that's a tough one. I think that you can't say that a child enjoys something like that. I think that that is a very unfair statement because their body responds to whatever it responds to, and the ages are too young to know. Okay, so she was 16. And see, that's what. Yeah, that's horrible. So he can't enjoy something like that. Um, why would anyone? That's just crazy. That was pretty tough. Hang on, you guys. Let me drop my channel just like this for Janedrin. Okay, there you go. So what do you guys think about that when the brother says that it was enjoyed, um that they enjoyed it? Zero says his GQ, what is it? His GQ interview a few years ago of him having a strange relationship with his family that seemed really sexual. Really? I didn't see that, Janedrin. I mean, Zero. I was just talking to Janedrin, but uh, when Fifi says, "You're right, Mama Fee," she's at an age of accountability already. I'm thinking about my daughter at 16. My son is. Hey, Janadrian, did you find the link? I dropped it for you. Um, you guys, as you know, I do mod my first. I like to know who's with me in the beginning, and if you're a mod on my other channel, so I'm gonna automatically mod you here. How you doing, Janadrian? It's good seeing you. And John Adrian, I know that you. Oh, okay, I did drop a link for you, but you found it. Thank you. I know that you feel strongly about the verdict, uh, and I know that the link I dropped, you said you couldn't watch it. I understand, and I know that it's a touchy subject. I'm just willing. I just want to have a conversation about it. And this channel and my other one. Hey, Native Queen, how are you doing? But you guys let me know what you think. So I talked to you about the verdict and some of the responses. Wasn't necessarily talking about my own responses, or I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have trouble watching it all at once. So that as far as the verdict goes, the verdict is what it is. I think it's fair. An attorney spoke, not an attorney, a lawyer spoke on the Information Man show and talked about how he wasn't overcharged. She talked about state, the statute of limitations with the state, but when it's a federal case, it's different, and that is Native Queen. That's where we are. I'm not going to spoil the show for you, Adrian. What do you mean, Zero? Zero says his mother seemed to treat him like a boyfriend at a young age, from what R. Kelly described. You know what, Zero? I couldn't watch the trial either, Native Queen. You know what, Zero? I'm gonna say this. I never thought I would see that in certain communities. I'm not saying it's a community thing, but I happen to see that in my community, and I don't think I could ever have understood the dynamic of that. I think that moms have to be really careful with calling their kids. You got to be careful because our boys have to be treated appropriately as well, or else they can grow up to be predators or have problems. And that's definitely an interesting point of view. So the parents should be charged as well. Janadra, no, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be. And remember, we don't even know what the outcome is going to be. He's not due to be sentenced till May of next year. So I think that we have to, you know, I think that we have to remember that. I don't know. Let me look at this article again and see if I can find out a little bit more about the family. I just wonder why they didn't talk more about like how the sister got away with it. Because that's a big age difference. In California, you can't be charged under the age of 14. Okay, the abuse went on for 6 years. Carrie said he never told their mother about the incident before she passed away. So that's just interesting. That's just interesting. They don't give a damn about those girls, period. But Janadrian, what is your stats on it? Okay. Zero says, okay, Zero, but how do you think it was unfair? Native Queen said, oh, good night, Native Queen. I'm so sorry you missed that. I know it's tough. I do. Native Queen, watch it free. Smother scene. I couldn't watch the trial. I agree. I knew it was wrong. Okay, Zero. I haven't seen that around my family, so a lot of these dysfunctions are kind of new to me. Zero, they were new to me too. I didn't know. Janadra there. Don Cato, regardless of who it is, the standards should be applied to all. I agree with that. Don Cato. Janadra, okay, Mama Fee says, hey, got 3 more states and trials. Wow, Mama Fee, 3 more? I didn't know it was 3 more. Yeah? Janadra, all of them is Janadra, but to say all of them, come on now, we know that it was that Aaliyah was real, so I'm not, what do you mean? That's let me see here. Sorry. All right, you guys. I just was looking at some of the. It's hard. I was looking at some of the evidence in the case, and I got to tell you, to just dismiss it all is not practical. It's just not practical. I don't I can't say that. I can't say that. So I'm not gonna say that. Hey, anti-gravity. I just can't say that. It's so funny to see everybody poo. That's cool. Okay, anti-gravity. R. Kelly had 10 years. This is I want all of you to be. Well, now we're all the same. I think we're all the same now. R. Kelly had 10 years to turn his life around after he got off his first case. No sympathy for him. Right, I agree. Schooner Schoon. He was also found guilty of sex trafficking. Right. And the way that it was explained about sex trafficking earlier was you can, if you move somebody to say, or what did it say? Let me not go by my own definition, even though we know what sex trafficking is. Because sometimes some people didn't think it was fair that he was charged with sex trafficking. Hey, Schooner Schoon. Let me look up the sex trafficking definition, which I am not great at multitasking at all, but I'm going to do my best. Sex trafficking. Because some people disagree and say he was overcharged with that. Under the definition, he wasn't, though. Under the definition, okay? So let me give that to you. Okay, sex trafficking. The action or practice of illegally transporting people from but I want to get how to get charged. Because the way they talked about it, there was like 3 ways to get charged with sex trafficking. Okay, here we go. In order to obtain a sex trafficking conviction, state laws in most instances require that the prosecutors prove traffickers compelled their victims into labor or sexual servitude. The majority of laws include the elements of force, fraud, and coercion, but the definition can vary from state to state. So, who is a human trafficking victim? Human trafficking is a form of modern-day slavery in which victims are subjected to force, fraud, or coercion for the purpose of commercial sex, debt, bondage, or involuntary labor. Victims of human trafficking can be young children, teenagers, men, and women. Just find it kind of interesting. Okay, what are the 3 elements of human trafficking? Abduction, fraud, deception, abuse of power, or position of vulnerability. There it is. So that would qualify. Right? Let me see. Don Cato says, you died. What? Oh my goodness. Comments are going too fast. How do I slow them down? Janadrin. They were using Aaliyah for that. Okay, that's because of the length of the times that he's been committing these crimes. So it would be relevant, Janadrin. She was a child. So, but Janadrin, I know you heard probably about the music, maybe, right? Anti-Gravity says paying a girl's Uber to your place for sex could be sex trafficking is too broad. Okay, I don't really have an opinion about that. But Janadrin, we're talking about R. Kelly right now. Like, what does Joe Biden have to do with it? They just do that at home because okay. Zero says the government is definitely in on sex trafficking, especially the police. Interesting. Don Cato says if you drive someone to a hotel for sex, here it's no longer pimping and pandering, it's sex trafficking. Really, Don Cato? I didn't know that. Really? I don't know, you guys. That's why, I'm just here to learn, here to explore those things too, because I don't know. So I wish I did have the answers to that, but I don't. Is that right? Uh, I don't know. That's really hard. All anti, yes, if she is underage. I didn't know that. Okay. Really? But is it trafficking if you pay for the Uber? I'm not sure how that works. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't know. Jan- Um, Janager, all of them was lying for a quick buck. They just wanted to destroy that man. That man put himself in a certain situation, Janadrin. So you're gonna have to come with a little bit more than that. Schooner Spoon says if anybody still defends this man after reading this stuff, they have serious issues and need to be avoided at all costs. What do you say to that, Janadrin? I think that Janadrin to dismiss everything as far as he's been tried and convicted. I mean, do we believe in the law or not? I know that there are mistakes in the law, but I got to tell you, this is overwhelming. The evidence is overwhelming. And I'm trying to be as neutral as possible, but come on. Let's be for real. Yes, there are extenuating circumstances, but that's in any case. You still have to hold yourself to higher standards. So I'm that's just where I am on that, and I'm sorry. That is touchy. I am sorry about that. Um, did you guys hear the interview where they were talking about, Aaliyah's mom knowing about certain, like, it doesn't matter. There are other people that's involved, but the charges would be different, right? They just would be. It's just my opinion. Okay, I respect your opinion. We can make our own. We can have our own opinion, but not our own facts. It was interesting to hear Information Man. Shout out to Information Man. He did a great job covering this. It's just interesting that we both have those things like that. Janadrian didn't want to make anybody. No, you're not making anybody mad, Janadrian. We're just having a conversation. Don't feel that way. Mama Fee. I'm glad girls not prosecuted as prostitutes, but no, Mama Fee. They changed that law, and they're focusing more on the pimps and the Johns. They changed that law to where the girls aren't, because they're seeing they're a victim. So Anti-Gravity says, I think it's adults too, police upgrading charges. And you gotta remember, there's gonna be more charges along the way. We don't know who's all gonna be held accountable, you guys. You don't know. So and we don't know we just don't know yet, you guys. Janadrian says, oh wait, I missed something. I missed a lot. Make sure, oh, thank you. I know Congressman Matt, she's got a party. Oh, anti-gravity. I want to look that up. Let me take a picture of that comment just so I don't miss that. So I definitely want to look into that. Schooner says there are countless people that have endured horrors and don't go out violating other people. When you start abusing other people, you are no longer a victim. He is foul. Wow. Good point, Schooner. Okay. Janadrin says, but I still say R. Kelly is innocent. People can take this how they want. Janadrin, I think I would like to know, and I'm not picking on you, Janadrin. I just want to know, when you say R. Kelly is innocent, can you please say why you, like with evidence involved, are we missing something that you want to talk about? Because we just say he's innocent because of your opinion, that kind of falls a little flat. I just want to know, like, why do you think he's innocent? Or do you think he's overcharged? What do you think, Janadrin? Mama Fee says, over 18 states consider them as an adult unless they had them when kids. I must have missed something there. So yeah, you guys, I know it's a touchy subject, and I'm just wanting to have a conversation about that. Was R. Kelly's victims 16 plus? Actually, not all. Some were 15. And they brought up Aaliyah. Aaliyah was 12 when he was caught in a sex act with her, and that was brought up in court. And they tried to argue R. Kelly's mental state, but Aaliyah was 12 years old when they first found out that he was sexually active with her. And a lot of the victims, they talked about the ones between that were 15 and 16 years old. So, and still, this man, I mean, come on, why is a grown man he's in a situation where, I mean, why is he in this kind of a situation? There's something that's wrong and something that's off for a grown man to be. Dang, Janae, you just dropped somebody's link in my chat. Who's that? Nina Simone's channel here. What? Come on now. Let's be right. I don't know Nina. Janae, what's her chat about? I'm gonna remove that. So let's see. I don't know her views, and I don't want to. You know what, Janadrin? I'm sorry about that. You could put that link back, but I don't. I want to be careful with links I don't know. But go ahead and put that in. I'm sorry for deleting that. I'm not sorry for deleting it, but I proceed with caution. Yeah. Okay, but next time, just please ask me first, because I don't know her stance, and I definitely have to be careful and mindful of what my channel's about. Okay, that's cool. I would click on that link if I really knew what you're saying there. If he married Aaliyah in some states, it will still be legal. Unfortunately, her parents gave consent. No, her parents did not give consent, anti-gravity, and that was the problem. The parents did have it annulled. Her parents didn't give consent, and that is why they lied about her age. And unfortunately, a person that would have known would be the judge in the case who allowed it. But yeah. At least that's what was said in the documentaries I read. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but the parents did not give consent in Aaliyah's case. Okay, so you want me to double check real quick? I can't really multitask like that. But as far as I know, that in Aaliyah's case, they ran away, got married, and there was no consent, and the marriage got annulled for that reason. The parents have spoken out about a lot of that stuff too, so I just find it interesting in their case that they've spoken out. Janadrian says they should have never made laws for. Janadrian, what are you talking about? They never should have made laws for any ages. Come on now, that sounds That sounds like No, anti-gravity. Let me double check, because I don't want to misquote something. I don't think the parents gave consent, but let me find out. I can, because I think, but regardless, they did talk about how the parents knew about the relationship. So you do have something there, anti-gravity. How do you spell Leah again? Oh no. Oh no, I think I butchered it. Oh, wait, here's something. Hang on. I don't know how long it is. It's 30 seconds. I think we can handle that. Wait. God, I can't take another day. I can't do this anymore. Why didn't anyone notice? We all noticed. No one cared because we were black girls. I'm sorry. It's okay. Surviving R. Kelly, a 3-night event, premieres Thursday, January 3rd on Lifetime. Okay, I don't know why I played that, but I thought it was interesting because that is what made them open up the case again. So I just kind of wanted to have, like, Okay, I'm so sorry about that, you guys. The emotions were so raw. I weirdly wasn't moved by all the emotions. Something about documentaries that victims are victims no matter what. I think some of the I think the parents involved they have to be held accountable when your child's not with you for so long. Now, I'm not saying all of the parents. I don't know, but I just think it's a different conversation that we need to have for that. R. Kelly. Okay, let me read this article. R. Kelly has finally admitted to having sex with underage R. Kelly has finally admitted to having underage sexual contact with the late R&B singer Aaliyah. So we can't really dispute that. He did admit that, right? Kelly's confession comes nearly 3 decades after the pair was alleged to have been married in an illegal ceremony when Kelly was 27 and Aaliyah was 15. Kelly served as an executive producer on Aaliyah's 1994 album Age Ain't Nothing But a Number and had previously denied rumors that he and his then protege had a sexual relationship. So come on, you guys. There's nothing to dispute. This is what he's saying himself. Anti-gravity, this is not. Janae, be careful with these links you're dropping. Come on now, don't just drop a bunch of links in my chat. Kelly is like, don't do that. I don't know what links you're dropping, and I don't want to do that. Kelly is currently standing trial on allegations that he led an enterprise of managers. Oh no, we already know that part. Let me get to the parents. Okay, this is from September 1st, 2021. Look how beautiful. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, Janae, did I hear you? Almost immediately after their marriage, Kelly and Aaliyah split. Did you guys know that? I didn't. But I want to know about the parents, though. Okay. Can I read something else? Oh, this is from the U.S. attorney. I'm dropping the one where Nina Simone is talking about how is Aaliyah met the defendant in 1992 when she was about 12 years old. Aaliyah had a gift. We all know that about her. She was a talented singer, and people thought that she could make it far in the industry. So for the defendant began to produce and write music for Aaliyah when she was still a child. And shortly after he began working with her, the defendant began to engage in sexual activity with her. And for years, while Aaliyah was a minor, too young to even consent to sex, he continued to engage in sexual activity that lasted several years. Come on, you guys, 12 years old. There's no excuses. Cruz Melendez proceeded to tell the story, this is the U.S. attorney, of how one night in 1994, the defendant was on tour. He got a call from Aaliyah saying she thought she was pregnant. Kelly, who was 27 and living in Chicago, where the age of consent was 17, was worried about being charged with statutory rape, and he immediately flew home. The court soon heard that Kelly, with the help of Daryl McDavid, his friend and accountant, devised a plan to marry Aaliyah. The idea was to keep Aaliyah from talking, to keep him out of jail if anyone found out about his sexual contact with her. So come on. So that's a lot of planning. Hey, no nonsense. And there's just no way around that. No, it's not false, Janadrin. This is a court document. And no, she was not. We at that time, regardless of when she was born, she got married at 15, and that was a court document. So no, Janadrin, you're wrong. And these things are documented down to the marriage. Come on, and the parents and the timing, and it's just like, come on. In 2000, let me see. After Kelly and Aaliyah had gotten annulment and had signed a settlement agreement stipulating that they would sever all personal and professional contact and avoid making any public comments about each other. So, Kelly knew what he was doing. Kelly admitted no liability or wrongdoing, but he paid Aaliyah $100, and Aaliyah and her parents discharged him from $100. He paid Aaliyah $100, and Aaliyah and her parents discharged him from any future legal claims pertaining to emotional distress and physical injury or emotional pain and suffering from any assault or battery that might have been perpetrated against her. The settlement also named 2 monitors to assure that Kelly and Aaliyah complied with its terms, an attorney for Kelly and Barry for Aaliyah. He also served as Kelly's manager for more than a decade throughout the 90s. Come on, so there's like a lot there. And I just think that that's really sad. So it is what it is. And I think that anything other, I don't know. I think it's just sad. She died. She's a wealthy woman when she died, but she was broken, according to what they're saying. And when he married her, people don't talk about the abortion and stuff she had to have as a child. It's really disgusting. I'm not going to read all that. No Nonsense says Ali mom and those other parents need to be turned. Okay, Anti-Gravity, if you're listening, I don't know. So I'm not gonna say if the parents knew or not. I just know they used a fake ID. Let me see something. Let's see. Okay, so they're saying that there was no consent, but if somebody has a different, find something different, because I can't verify this article. So, I don't know. It's just saying, all right, so it's personal. No, it says that they secretly. Okay, so Anti-Gravity says they secretly married, and when the parents discovered this, they had it unknown. So. Okay, so there it is. No, they didn't know. Okay. So no, the parents didn't know and they had it unknown. Let me see. Schooner says he has a whole crew of child molesting freak friends supporting him. Janadra, I'm interested in that comment about there should be no age laws. There definitely should be age laws. Native Queen says she was 22 years old when she died. Plane crash. Schooner says he has a whole crew of child molesting freak friends supporting him. He got caught after 30 damn years. So yes, his fame kept him out of jail because it takes money to pay off. Schooner, I have to agree with you. No Nonsense. I spelled Aaliyah name so wrong. I spelled it still Ali. That's okay. No Nonsense. Like, yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah, I am. Even the fact that I could even talk about this is like, wow. I'm starting to. It's hard, when I think about a child. Children don't think about things like abortions and stuff like that. So even number one, she was 12. Nobody consented. 12 years old. Grown as man had to be about 25 years old at that time. That's just a lot. Thinking about a child younger than my daughter having an abortion is really a painful thing, and it's hard to speak from I'm really disgusted at people who think that's normal. This man, what does he do? He has her. He's not going through the pain that she was going through. Rest in peace, Aaliyah. Amazing, amazing talent there. and to die in a plane crash after all the stuff she's endured is just a lot. It's a lot. Janadrian says, does every R&B singer... Okay, so it's just a lot, you guys. Okay, I can't get what I'm trying to get. I wanted to show you guys something, but when I do not think that's past, you guys, but I don't think charging them with the same thing is going to happen because it's not the same crime. It's not the same crime. The parents, the thing that I didn't want to quote the parents too much because there were some people that said the parents knew, but the parents are saying they didn't know. So I don't want to get into that. Regardless of it, though, it's really sad. Those were my opinions. I'm gonna read what you guys are saying. So 12 to 17 are not adults. Sorry. Thank you. No nonsense. Janadra, I feel you. I hear what you're saying. Regardless of the legality, R. Kelly clearly is sexually depraved. It's beyond just a kink. Yep, I agree. Janadra, are you saying there should be no age limit? Is that what you're saying? I don't understand that, because there clearly has to be an age limit for people who think there should not be an age limit. Okay, because you above said that there should be no law regarding age. So what would you mean by that? And guys, feel free to hit the like or dislike for that matter. I'm interested in what you have to say about that, Janadrian, because you just said earlier that there shouldn't be. Oh, okay. Let me see. I missed something. But they were adults, though. How is a child an adult? Schooner says there is no limit to R. Kelly's depravity. Pissing on children, forcing them to drink his piss and eat his crap, telling them they could eat. Okay. Let me grab a link for someone. Dude. So it's not hearsay. It is facts. We know. Okay, so they got married in County Cook. There's a copy. Wait, what? There's a copy which says she was 18. They used that they used that fake ID though, which I'm not sure. Yeah, that certificate was fake. Okay, I don't know. I'm just talking about the response to the verdict. I think that that's where I am on it, and I'm not sure how I got so blurry all of a sudden. I changed my camera angle or whatever. The certificate was fake. Janadra, I wish I could give you a hug right now. You're so emotional. Sorry. Schooner, R. Kelly had many tapes of him abusing children. That's right, Schooner. Not just one or two. In this tape, R. Kelly was slapping a child and cussing her out while he was pissing on her face. He smacked her. And that is absolutely fact, Schooner. That is true. Hey, one community. Nelson Stuckey says, Janadrin, are you just saying those things because it's R. Kelly, or do you think like that about all pedophilias? Great question, Nonsense Stucky, and I would like to know that for anyone who's in that favor. Peace to you, one community. Um, Schooner, if they had the tapes, then why? Janadrin, they did show that stuff. What are you talking about? They can't air that stuff because of the ages of the kids, but that was brought up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but from the I couldn't watch all the trial, but from the stuff that I did watch, it was brought up. Not only that, there was a case, a trial. They got it wrong because of the parents not cooperating with the investigation. They couldn't identify the child, but it was definitely verified she was underage. All right, and we do know that Aaliyah was underage. So come on, he's had passes. When you have that many scares and you get off, that would be the time to change your life. Okay, that would be the time to say, you know what, I these things were brought up in trial, and a child. I seen that the tape that Scooter's talking about. Of course, it's edited for us, but it was clearly a child. No nonsense. Stucky says, Janadrian, you are really making me side eye for real. No, they did show it, Janadrian. They did. But when it comes to a child, they can't just air it. But they did show it. And I have to call you on that one. It's incorrect. So, how would Schooner know if it wasn't talked about? Like, come on, now. They did show that. Um, Janadrian, was Aaliyah at an age to consent? If so, why did they use a fake ID? He is the adult. She is the child. And I don't want to tarnish her memory with that. That was a very ugly thing in our history, and it's so open. And I think that in this case, so it's telling me that when there's this much evidence, it doesn't matter how much evidence will come about. We're always going to blame the victim and not the person, and that's pretty sad. Thank you, anti-gravity, and they also were able to bring that into evidence due to the racketeering and the recon charges. So yeah, that's absolutely correct. That's really disturbing. That Janadrian, I'm still stuck on that comment about there should be no law regarding age limits, and I'm really wondering about that. I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm just believing that. I'm wondering what's going on that you would say that even. Native Queen says, "Why are you so sure he didn't do it? Did you know R. Kelly personally?" Ooh, I haven't seen Native Queen get so fiery like that. Not that that was fiery, but she had a question. That was a valid question. Jadadra, look, people believe what they want to believe. Y'all believe R. Kelly is guilty. I believe he's innocent, plain and simple. Okay, you're entitled to that belief. You're not entitled to your own facts, though. R. Kelly has a lot of super fans, and he could do that. That's right. And you know what? Again, I had to take that song off my playlist. Janadrian, I think that you are willing to give him a pass no matter what the evidence would show. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's what I believe, you guys. I think that it's really important when you have a discussion to have an open mind, and I think that in Janadrian's case, his mind is made up no matter what the evidence is. And I have to agree with Native Queen on this one. Oh my goodness, this is gonna sound horrible. Janadra, don't feel picked on because I wanted to hear the other side, but I agree with everybody but you. I don't want to say that, but I think that you're not bringing anything hard. You're dismissing everything that is evidence and just saying that it's hearsay. It's not hearsay. Hearsay is when somebody's just saying something and there's no proof of it. We're talking about actual evidence that was in actual evidence. And you are entitled to your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. So that's something I'm always going to say. Anti-gravity, I try to separate the artist from the music. Oh, that's a good point. A good 60% of artists have done messed up stuff. period. Scooter Schoon says when someone shows um who they are, believe them the first time. I would never leave a child in the care of someone, man or Schooner. I'm so sorry. When someone shows you who they are, believe I would never leave a man or a child. What's wrong with me? I would never leave a child in the care of someone, man or woman, who supports a known child predator. Janadrin, I would like to know your definition of hearsay, because hearsay, that the way you're using it is not hearsay. So why don't you tell me the definition for that? Misunderstood. You're so pretty. You're oh, stuck. Oh, Sucky. Thank you. Hi. Thank you. I didn't mind you for that reason. I minded you because I know you from my other channel, and the compliment just made me remember that. No, I appreciate that. This is a little off topic, and I am going to read the comments, but I feel very blessed. I hate to say that word like that because I'm not used to using it. No nonsense. Thank you for that. For people that go through certain stuff, you guys know I have my misunderstood channel, which is my main channel where I talk about substance abuse and related stuff, mental health conditions, and I'm really happy that my skin is clearing up, and I think that a lot of the things from the past is starting to just go away. I'm feeling healthier. I'm starting to sleep more, and I just wanted to throw that in there. Besides, with I know we're talking about the R. Kelly stuff, and it's um, off topic, but I'm just really grateful. Not from a vanity point of view, just that I want to be able to get out there, work, and be productive. And so when I'm talking to people about recovery stuff, I think that to present myself well, which is why I want to change my image and my hair and my clothes, because I want them to have hope when they talk to me. And I don't want to look like I've been through like addiction stuff. Even though I don't mind talking about it, I still have like, issues I'm working with. But just like you guys know Mama Fee from the community, she's looking good, she's cammed up. I want to definitely be able to represent survivors and look like a survivor. So thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting this community. My Nikki Knows Now the community, you guys misunderstood. I totally appreciate your support, and I promise you every day I'm going to work hard to pay it forward. With that being said, let me read your comments. That was just a little side note. I'm so excited, but I appreciate you all. And knowing your names is really important. So just know that I read all of your comments. Comment. And oh, that was one community. There he is. Oh, I wanted to go back to something that Schooner said. She said R. Kelly had many tapes of him abusing children. One is too much, and she's absolutely correct in what she's saying, and that came out there. He didn't just get charged. Do you guys understand what a recon charge is? Like, mostly use, I may not be pronouncing it right. Rico, I can't pronounce that word. I'm not gonna look up the Rico charges. I think that's how you pronounce it. um Usually businesses are charged with that, but in his case, he's a person of extreme wealth, was at least, and he had managers, personal assistants that helped him with the grooming, didn't like turn the other way. So these charges allow other things to come into play. Racketeering charge, it was over a span of 10 years. So racketeering would be appropriate. And when you have a racketeering charge, you are allowed to bring in hearsay. All right. That's how the law is. This is a federal case, not a state case. And so I think it's really important to look at it from that aspect. Yeah, we're all emotional for different reasons, but we got to be emotional and put intelligence first and deductive reasoning. Right? I'm for the people. No, I really am. I'm for the people. Rico. Okay. Google it. Jadadrian is there. Oh, you're welcome. No nonsense. You are very welcome for the jacket. Anti-gravity says, racketeering. Whoa, I missed a lot of your comments. Let me go up because I want to make sure this is about the verdict. So I'm definitely interested in your opinions. And I just got off of a panel with one community, and there was a lot of things that came up. If you guys are not subscribed to Information Man and you like this kind of stuff, his channel is the Information Man. And I wish if you guys want a link, let me know. And I'll try to drop it in this chat, but or if one of my mods don't mind dropping that link. I just think that I really want to support Positive Talks, and he does a great job of breaking this kind of stuff down. My politically incorrect channel, even though the title is politically incorrect, it's really about anything. It's just that we can say things without worrying about the wording, because sometimes I feel that we're so careful to not hurt each other's feelings that we can't express ourselves. And so that's why I named this politically incorrect. It's not just about politics. It's about the politics and saying things correctly or incorrectly. Let's just get it out, right? That's what it's about. The Information Man is spelled just like that, spaces. And I really think that if you like these kind of talks, you should check him out. He does a great job of, it felt like a male-dominated space to me, but I love the fact that he's able to calm that down and let the female perspective come through so we can all have a great conversation. So I can tell you, when I was on that panel, I felt overwhelmed for emotional reasons, and I took a breather and came back, and the way that he welcomed me was just really right on. Gotta say the same for one community there. Definitely things are changing, and with change, things are gonna hurt, but I think that we have to be careful and not put our own perspectives on things. We still have to have an educated conversation. Again, we are entitled to our own opinions. We are not entitled to our own facts. The facts are what they are. Anti-gravity, you're looking good. Drink more water, eat more veggies. It'll help with your skin. Anti-gravity, yes, I will. Thank you for that. I feel good inside. Schooner, my daughter's about to get her hair braided. She's happy. Schooner and I talk about so many things, Mama Fee. I'm just happy. I'm happy that I can have these conversations with you today, and I'm going to keep bringing them. And any topics you would like to cover, eventually, you guys, I am going to open it up for discussions. I'm working on some videos in the background, but please let me know subjects that you want to have, and I am going to start having panels on all three of my channels, right? I'm just trying to, I want to change some stuff with myself first so I can bring you a non-biased point of view. Please send me emails or DM me if you want to cover a topic and if you want to speak on it, because I think it's important to have people from different points of view. So you give me a topic, I think it'd be cool to bring in somebody. Like we have Janadrin on one hand, we have Schooner on one hand, different people. I want to make sure that we have like a balanced discussion on stuff so I can bring people in for that in particular. Rico conspiracy to commit acts. Native Queen says, yes, I do. Janadrian, do you want to know who it was? Me? Okay. Oh, what did we miss there? So Native Queen. Oh, Native Queen, we have that in common. Okay, this is important. No. Native Queen just shared something important. Okay, Native Queen says, you don't have to change your mind. It's your opinion. Do you know someone who was trafficked? Let's go down. Janadrian says something like, no, I think for the tips. He says something like, do you? And then Native Queen says, yes, I do, Janadrian. Do you want to know who it was? Me? Okay. I think that is really powerful, a powerful statement. And I think that holds a lot of weight. And Native Queen, you've been through so much. Thank you so much for speaking out. I did speak out about my situation many times. I did tonight. And I think that as a fellow, can I say fellow survivor as a woman? Fella survivor? As another survivor, Native Queen, I think that is a powerful statement, and your strength, I applaud you, and I love the fact that you are representing someone of strength. And I totally want to thank you for your input. And I love the fact we all come from places, so you guys respect when a person says, "Hey, this is where I'm coming." Because this and Native Queen, I want to say I am so happy that you survived that, and that was very powerful to share that. Thank you so much. Um, so Native Queen says, "How do you know who is trafficked? I am so sorry you are biased about people, so misunderstood." Native Queen, you are right. And you have to remember, there, when, stop it. 1 in 3 women, the stats go from 1 in 3 or 1 in 4. It's under reported. 1 in 6 men, again, another underreported crime. For obvious reasons, there's a lot of shame. And when people say, "Hey, did you go to the police about it?" That does not take away from the act. There's a lot of shame involved. My point is this: think about the jury pool, people in the court. You don't know who's been trafficked and who hasn't been. Um, it's a huge problem. There's billions of dollars involved in this kind of an industry. It's the kind of crime where you can take a person, exploit them again and again and again, and get rid of them. Um, Native Queen shows a woman of strength, and I totally salute her for what she went through. And there's a lot of biases. You don't know who you're talking to, and there's a lot of men who's hiding a lot of shame. And I'm telling you right now, we should be able to talk about these things. And I think that when a person is saying, "Hey, wait a minute, this stuff is wrong. We need to look at it like this," and they've been on the inside, I think that's definitely something to pause at, not be upset at the person who went through it. But wait a minute, she's telling us something from a personal point of view that we could be missing. Um, I think that's just important to point out. Hearsay in public opinion is not a court opinion of law. Neither is yours. That's where I'm wrong about. Janadrian, what did I say that was wrong about you? Janadrian, I'm sorry. What did I say that was wrong about you? I didn't give an opinion about you. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Janadrian, did I say something that offended you? I didn't mean to. Um, at the end of the day, it's those parents' fault, and they knew exactly what they're doing. If R. Kelly is going down, they should go down right along with them. Janadrian, I'm gonna think that you okay, I'm not going to dispute that. Thank you, Nonsense Lucky. I'm going to leave that just how you said it because that's your opinion. I'm not going to change my mind what I said. That's okay. I'm not trying to make you. Oh, here it is. Native Queen to you. You're not going to ruin anybody's night. The mentality among this is what I was looking for. Sorry, I was looking for a specific comment, and it's right here. The mentality comment, and I just lost it again. Not gonna. Anyways, I do understand how emotional this stuff can be, but I still think that we have to have some type of decency about ourselves, and we cannot just say that he is just innocent with so much evidence out there. I think if we're going to do that, then it doesn't matter how much evidence is out there. We're always going to say the same thing. That's just what I feel, because in this case, it's overwhelming. And he admitted himself that he had sex with her underage, and they lied in the beginning. So I'm not sure what are we disputing. What are we really disputing there, right? Um, every parent should be responsible for their kids, if not their horrible parents. Period. That's a different discussion, though. We're talking about something else. We're talking about something else. I really wish I could find that mentality statement that Schooner was saying. I'll have to catch it. I don't know. It's too far up there now. But I never said you didn't stick to your facts. When did I say that? I didn't say that. I said a person can have their own hold on. I said that a person is entitled to their own opinions, not their own facts. I didn't say you don't stick to your facts. I'm sorry if that was a misunderstanding. Didn't mean it. No nonsense. Says Well, that's great. No, Janasia, please keep the kids safe. That's our job as adults. I, that's right. You know, I can't understand how there are still people out here defending him because he's black. I have zero sympathy for abusers, no matter what race they are. And I agree with Scooter. You know what? This is a hurting, dying world. I think that we have got to hold ourselves to higher standards. We can't something, regardless of what's the law or not, we know what's right. All right, we know what's morally right. Just because a person writes it down into a law doesn't matter. Again, slavery was once legal. Uh, Things that are legal aren't necessarily moral. And we as a people have got to be able to govern ourselves and tell each other, like, hey, this isn't right. This is not okay for our community. And I'm not talking about just the black community. I'm talking about community. We're one community. One community. Man, that name is starting to really get. We're one community, one people. And Janae, stop. Um, we're one community. And so Janae, on your siblings should go to parents if they abuse their kids, period. If the parents abuse their kids, not if anyone else abuse their kids. I'm not reading the chat, so I'm having trouble following. But you guys, regardless if something is right or wrong, we have got to decide that we've got to, yeah, Janadrian, tread lightly, because you're some of the stuff you're saying is just, you can't just throw wild stuff out there. All right, got to be respectful too. And I do appreciate your apology to the Native Queen, and just, you gotta be respectful, okay? Just like I'm trying to respect you. Just don't flap the handle there. You guys, that's what I mean. Talking about this verdict, I'm probably going to start using a third party, like not a third party, but I want to when I'm on this channel, I think it's going to be important to show slides more, unlike my other channels. So because I want us to be able to have like visuals and stuff on this channel. Oh, Native Queen, have a great night. I will send you an email, check on you, or feel free to email me, Native Queen. I will check on you. No rush to respond. I know that it's a lot, and I will make sure that I watch the chat more closely next time, Native Queen. My apologies to you. I hope you're not offended, and please get some rest and have a great night. Amor y luz siempre. So, get Native Queen. I very strong woman there, and I understand why she needs to take a break. I am Janadrian. You can't say that you're respectful if somebody feels disrespected. I'm not saying that she feels disrespected, but she did start to feel angered. So I think that when a person does that, you don't get to say what makes them. You don't get to say what you are. I think that you should just stick with your apology and leave it like that. Because an apology is not I am but. So stop that. Schooner says it's not your fault, it's some trigger words. I understand, Native Queen, get some rest, because I definitely, there's times I have to stream and I just get off right away. So please go rest, and I will send you an email. So in the morning you'll see. I'm just gonna check on you, and please get some rest, my friend. All right. And have a good night. I totally understand. As far as Janadrian, I don't want you to feel picked out, but I gotta say, I'm sitting up here only reading part of your comments. And hey, common sense. Huh. All right. My sis. How do you say it in English? Love and light, my sis. Good night. And thank you, Janadrian, for the apology. Welcome, common sense. How are you doing, stream? We were just simply talking about the verdict with R. Kelly. This is my baby channel, and I really like the freedom of being able to speak about whatever. I want us to be mindful of each other's backgrounds, though. And please, if that goes for myself as well, correct me if you feel offended by something. I want us to all learn. Have a good night, Janadrian. You don't have to go. I just mean that I just know there are trigger words. But I don't want you to feel picked on, Janadrian. I feel you're very emotional. And I know that it's an emotional time for all of us, and we're all affected in different ways. So Janadrin, you're always welcome. You know that. And I'll go back and look at those links later that you dropped in the chat. Schooner says many of them pimped their children out, and if it is found if it's found that they put their children in dangerous positions for a chance at fame, they should be considered child endangerment. Schooner, I agree 100%. That's what I was saying. There definitely should be some charges there, and that should not be taken lightly. Janadrian says, I'm not emotional, just saying what's real. I understand that's real for you. And I'm not calling you emotional, but I'm saying there's a lot of emotions involved. And there's nothing to dispute there. Excuse me for a second while I get some lip gloss. My lips are dry. There's nothing to dispute there. So I think I just want us to be mindful that we come from different backgrounds, right? How you doing, Common Sense? I love that name. I obviously love that name. I gotta tell you, I've been in the clouds and I listen to a lot, and I've got to tell you that it's been a lot for me reading stuff, and I had to check myself a lot of times because I'm just I have to keep my not we all have biases. We all have things that we've been through that shape how we look at things today. But I have to be really careful because I don't want to get overly emotional that I'm blind and I can't speak. So I really appreciate your input, and that's why I'm reading a lot of what you guys are saying because it's just a lot. Thank you, Common Sense. I'm well. I'm well. I'm glad you're doing good today. Hey, Alan, how are you doing? Um, I'm doing. Wait a minute. I want. Is it okay if I make you all blue right now? So that way, because as I get bigger, it'll help me know who's not a troll. Is that okay? I don't expect you guys to do anything, but you guys have been with me from a while, so I really need to, as I grow. Before I haven't promoted this chat, you guys are who you are. So please don't feel that you owe me anything for the jacket. I just consider you guys friends, and we can talk. So that way, if somebody comes and they mimic your names, I know who you are. All right. So please don't feel obligated because I made you blue. I'm just excited that you're here talking with me. Schooner says he was given so many chances even after continuously getting away with something that he was very guilty of, and instead of taking these opportunities to get the help. I agree 100%, and I want to pin that because that's something I find very profound. When you have when you have close chances like that, people who really didn't have these intentions, and he's had some really close chances, you're gonna change. You're gonna change that, and I think that that's important to note. I learned about you through your Sonetta interview days ago. Oh, Common Sense, thank you. Thank you. I might be doing one with 10 Toes Down tomorrow. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but I really appreciate that. Um, are you on my Misunderstood channel as well? That's my main channel, Misunderstood. So if one of my mods can drop that link, it'd be awesome. Listen, you guys, I know that things are very touchy. And if I offend anyone, please let's have a conversation about it. But I gotta say, to say that R. Kelly is completely innocent, I think that we have different. I think that maybe some people are thinking that the laws concerning the age of consent is really what they want to argue instead of whether R. Kelly is guilty or innocent. You can let me know your thoughts on that. That's just what I feel. Common Sense is so good to see you, and thank you for telling me where you are from. Schooner Schoon says instead of using his music for something good, he used his power in music. Uh, Dang it, my computer goes so fast. To do evil things, and he continued to cause more damage to more people, not to mention he became reckless and ruthless. I cannot disagree with that. Common sense. Yes, just follow the link that you left on my comment. Oh, right. Common sense. Thank you. I was like, I am not good at multitasking. He's innocent in my eyes. Janadran, I love the fact that you're still here saying that. Janadran, that's not what he's using this music for. Okay, Schooner, because okay, you're going with Schooner. That's fine. Schooner's projecting. Oh, anti-gravity says the age of consent is already too low. There shouldn't be any complaints about it. Wow, that's an interesting perspective because I haven't heard that. I don't think ever. So yeah, I don't think I've heard that ever. Why is my hair so big? I don't know why that made me feel stuck for a second when you said that anti-gravity because I just haven't mm, cat for I just haven't heard that. No nonsense, Stucky. Facts, anti-gravity. I agree. Anti-gravity says most states is 14 and 16. Really? Is that right? I think I read the age of consent last time I was on here. Is that right? The age of consent is 14 and 16 in most states? I'm talking about for sex, right? Let me look that up real quick. I know I looked up child marriage before, but let me look up age of consent for sex. Okay, let's look this up. Wow. Right. Okay. I learned something new from anti-gravity. I didn't know. Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. Wow. I didn't realize how many states it was 16. I'm not gonna read what states hey, I'm not gonna read what states is that one is the case for because um I don't want people getting weird ideas about going to these. Oh my god! Hey, Buddy Lee, when did you sneak in? Buddy Lee, that battle was epic. I'm telling you, I really want to get in on one of these battles. Um, I didn't realize how. I didn't know. I keep saying 18. My child is 16. Okay, I'm not gonna think about that. It's 17. So when they're saying when they're saying um 18 a lot, I think from what I was looking at right now from the age of consent, um I would have to say 16, 17 is really common, and then they have close in age exemptions that people don't talk about. So do you want me to tell you what that means? Um so the legal age of consent varies from 16 to 18 years old. In some states, a close in age exemption exists to decriminalize consensual sex between two individuals who are both under age of consent. I'm not sure exactly what that means exactly. I think that means like if you're like 14 and 16 or I think um that's crazy. What is going on? And you know who's making these laws? And then they make the so the age of consent for marriage, there's no mandatory minimum in all but three states, which is Florida, Delaware, and Florida, Delaware, mm, Pennsylvania. I think. Yeah, I forgot. I think um, Florida, Delaware for sure, and I think Pennsylvania. Why doesn't that feel right? Um, oh damn it. Let me look real quick. Um, I think it's 3 states. What's ready? I want some. Okay, I'm so sorry, guys, but I want to make sure I get this right. Okay, okay, I'm right. Okay, okay, I had it right. I just wanted to double check. Um, Buddy Lee, put me in one of these battles. Come on. Sorry, guys. Buddy Lee has a channel. I think it's Buddy Lee Pull Up King, and I really want to get in some of these battles that he's doing, but that's off subject. Another topic for another day. um, nearly everyone in power, nearly everyone in power, the ones ruling the world are pedophiles. That's why the age consent is so low. That's true. I hope that Big Bubba. Oh, I'm not gonna read that one. But Schooner, I understand. But Lee, you don't want trouble. But Lee, I do want trouble. Feeling so, just like I'm feeling so fierce these days, and I've been working on my hip hop knowledge. And to me, hip hop still sounds like headbanger music, and I want to take somebody on. That's right. Alan Crooks. Oh yeah, Buddy Lee. I did hear from Verse, and I want you to know that Buddy Lee, I need your email again. By the way, I tried to email you and it didn't go through. You guys, so I give you guys my opinion on a lot of stuff. And for again, I I stand correct. I mean, if you guys have things where you can. Oh, okay. So I talked about the underage. Okay, there's 3 states where there's a mandatory minimum, meaning no matter what, you cannot get married under this age. Um, but in Alaska, Arizona, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Maryland, Montana, New Mexico. Okay, I'm not gonna read all of them. There are some states where you can get married under the age of 16 if you have both parental approval and judicial consent. Um, it's just they really need to change a lot of these laws. A lot of them are dated, and people are still trying to argue for pedophilia love. They don't call it pedophilia love, they call it like being able to love uh a young child. And they're saying there's these groups fighting, saying that they're being discriminated against because they're not able to date like these kids. um so most states have a minimum age for marriage with minors consent, and I want you guys to know it's ranging from 12 to 17. um California and Mississippi do not have minimum ages for minors to be allowed to marry. And that's what I think you guys have to understand. So that means that they can be married at any age. The parent can marry off a 9-year-old. In California and Mississippi, there's no minimum age for minors to be allowed to marry. And I think and that's in the United States. Yeah. And so I've spoken a lot about that stuff. You guys, it's really sick. And again, when you have places, um, you know what? Shout out to Puerto Rico though, because the age of consent is 21. Boricuas. I'm just throwing that in there. Puerto Rico. Power to the people. Sorry. Um, sorry if I bummed anybody out with that. Yeah. So yeah, 12 years old. Um, You guys, I'm telling you, this is right in the United States. Did you know that the United States is one of the biggest contributors to sex trafficking, and especially exploiting underage children in other countries? But we do it right here in our own country. And the fact that you can marry someone that you rape, and that way is considered legal, is that's what our I don't know if Janajan's still here. I hope that there's no backlash, but that's what R. Kelly did in the Aaliyah case. That's why he had her get the fake ID. She was pregnant, right? They talked about the abortion. He married her so she couldn't testify against him in court. That was actually brought out in court. So regardless of how people feel about that, that is what happened. The federal law establishes the age of 12 as the minimum age of consent. Oh, okay. Thank you for telling me about the federal law. Because the state law in California, but we know that the state enforces the law. So even though that's the federal law, the state enforces the law, and a lot of times the feds don't get in, and a lot of that has to do with the way the Constitution is. So just have to know. But he never knew she was pregnant. She was pregnant. Yep, and he rushed home to get her, and he also started to be sexually involved with her at the age of 12. Age of 15 is when she got married, but he was already involved with her at the age of 12. And the parents, when they found out, they had it annulled. So shout out to those parents. So when people are talking about parents, let's give credit to Lee's parents who had the marriage annulled. All right. Alan Crick says the age at which there are no restrictions for consensual sexual activities 18. But there's no mandatory minimum, and there's only 3 states that have that, Alan Crook. So even though there's laws restricting, as long as there's still loopholes in the law, these kids are getting married under the age of 18. Okay. Sex with someone told 18 is not illegal per se, but can still be open to prosecution under certain circumstances. The problem is the loopholes in the law. And the problem is the loopholes in the law is intended for these wealthier people, like politicians and stuff, to know those loopholes. Because when you just read the law, it seems as if, okay, 18 is not everywhere, but let's just say 18, 17 is the minimum. But no, I just read you right now that 12-year-old can get married, and there's actually no mandatory minimum with the state law. It gets complicated. In the United States, there was someone that was 9 years old and they got married, and that's what brought child marriage to light in the United States. Is when this 9-year-old married, somebody that was in a position of power, and that got out. So that's how I was brought knowledge of it. Okay, let me give you that article. I want to, and this is in our beloved country. So you guys, there's problems. So even if something is the law, it doesn't make it morally right. Okay, let me see if I can pull that article up. So I want to say it was a person in power, and I wanted to say somebody in. Well, let me double check my facts real quick. Okay, yeah, it was a 9-year-old that got married, and that is when I became familiar with that story. 21 in Puerto Rico. That's too high. Hey, I honestly, that's funny. I wonder if yeah, I don't know how much they enforce that, because that is so funny. I don't know how I came on that comment. Here a minute, yeah, 16. I think 16 is fair. I think if the age is 16, I think it's really important for the parents to be involved. My child isn't allowed to go anywhere without me, and thankfully she's in dance 5 to 6 days a week. But still, I have to be careful myself. Sexing underage kids is just wrong and nasty on the adults' part, period. Stucky, I agree. And you guys gotta remember these laws written by these people, older, what are the men that's trying to make these things legal. I think that we have to really think about that, and I hope I'm not coming across as insensitive, because I'm definitely not trying to. No, 16 still a baby, right, Buddy Lee? Right, I agree. Buddy Lee, I'm so sorry. I keep thinking nothing, nothing, nothing. Just really want to go against you, but I have to stay focused. Janaja says, you got to understand, we're living in a fallen world, and this is the end of times, like it's in the Bible, and things are going to get way worse, so we might as well prepare for it. I like that thought. I'm wondering, how are you referencing getting prepared for it as far as what, Janae? No nonsense, Stucky. The parents should be responsible for their kids. Parents should be responsible for their parents should be responsible for their kids, Janadrin. I think that when you're talking about the law, though, you need to stick with that situation and not what the parents are doing. We're talking about a rape case, not child neglect case. Yes, there's different levels of accountability, but the charges wouldn't be the same. The parents didn't rape the child. Buddy Lee, stop while you behind. Buddy Lee, that sounds like a challenge. Anti-gravity says a lot of consent laws were written a long time ago. True. Schooner says he believed he could fly. He believed he could fly. He believed he could touch the sky. He better get busy. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna read the rest of that. But Schooner is Schooner. Yes, yeah. I'm chopping my hair off tonight. I'm chopping my hair off. You're gonna see a new polished. Wait a minute, I just called myself politically incorrect here. So what name do I go by? Politically? Wait a second, you guys, that's a serious question. So if my channel is politically incorrect, what the hell do I call myself here? Just Nicole? Politically incorrect? What's my name? That was awkward. Okay. Too bad I can't edit that out right now. Where were we? Janadra, no nonsense, Tucky. I don't condone pedophilia, but if parents don't be real strict on their kids, they are attempt to rebel against you. That's true, Janadra. I have no arguments there. Buddy Lee, they are based off the laws of our forefathers and not today's time. That's right, Buddy Lee. I agree with you 110%. You're right. Buddy Lee says they are based off the laws. And Buddy Lee, thank you. You are so supportive. I really appreciate that. That's on a real note. I want you guys to know I really support that. Thank you for helping me with my baby channel. But these subjects I really think is important to talk about because my other channels are so niche specific. Nikki knows Nada's about INFJ personality type stuff and my misunderstood stuff. The sobriety and drug things. That's a really important subject to me. Substance abuse and mental health, that's misunderstood. But this one, these topics all play a part in substance abuse. There's a lot of perversion with that. There's a lot of mental health issues. So I wanted to be able to talk about things and not worry about being politically correct over here. So that's why I called it politically incorrect. And I want you guys to participate in those things. And it's just something I needed to talk page where I could talk about any and everything and we can speak as openly rough, whatever it is, without me having to worry about, oh my goodness, I'm supposed to be talking about substance abuse. All right. So I'm really appreciative of you guys being here. And I am open to any suggestions that you want to give me. Oh, thank you, Buddy Lee. You're welcome. The Schooner says, the sad reality is that your predators are everywhere. Shug, where are you? Sorry, that content creator kind of bugs me because he's so open. That's just if you didn't hear it, I said that's great because I won't repeat that. The sad reality is that predators are everywhere, including your own backyard. And as long as they get turned a blind eye, well, adults in the know. Oh my God, I'm sorry, Schooner, I butchered that. Good riddance, Pied Piper pervert, peed. Good riddance, Pied Piper pervert. All right. You agree with anti-gravity? Oh, I missed that. Anti-gravity says Kelly is depraved, but he is without a doubt the best R&B singer in history. Anti-gravity, I do not disagree. At all. I can't disagree with that at all. Anti-gravity, whatever you say. He's a good R&B. Peter Piper Peace Peppers. I can't pronounce that. Because that is so funny. I came from these panels and I was listening to all these differences in opinions, and it was just interesting. Hold up, I don't have to be politically correct. Nobody, Lee, not over here. That's why I called it politically incorrect. And so Buddy Lee, you gotta teach me some of these things about graphics and stuff that you be doing. Because when I open up my panel, no, this one is more because there's so many things. You hear how stupid I could be sometimes. Like there's things that I want to say and I want to like talk about something or a content creator or something like that, and I don't have to watch my. I need a space where I cannot watch my wording. Because contrary to popular belief, I mean I'm nice, but not as well. I'm kind of outspoken about stuff, and it doesn't seem that way, but it's all in love. But there's sometimes I just want to speak without worrying so much about how I say something. Like, you know what, I want to be able to call things like it is, and I want you guys to be able to do the same. You know, there's tact involved, but I no, politically incorrect is kind of a play on the word, so you can just say whatever you want. That's what it is. Politically. Okay, let's see. Anti-gravity Janadrin, but oh no, I went too fast. I gotta read fast. Known and admitted sexual behavior with the adults, not even the underage stuff. He has very weird kinks. Yeah, I agree. Um, speak on, sister. Oh, did you guys see this? Wait a minute. Let me make sure I do this right. Okay. Oh, I can't remember the hand. I think it's the left hand. Do you know this? The universal symbol for like domestic, or for like if somebody's in trouble, use I think it's the left hand. Please, anybody, if you know this, correct me if I am wrong. You stare the person in the eye, and this is so that way if you can't speak, make sure I do this right. Okay, you stare the person in the eye. That like let's say you're next to like your abductor. Stare the person in the eye with so this finger's folded, and you just kind of keep going like this. And this means that if you see somebody do that like that, um they're gonna stare at you and they're not gonna talk and they go like that. That means that they're in danger and they can't get out of they need help, and so you need to like call 911 immediately. That's like the universal symbol for um something's wrong and I don't know what it is. So you gotta like look at the so if you're in that kind of trouble, you stare at somebody and you just hold up your hand, I think it's the left hand, and you go like that. And people that recognize the symbol will know that you're in trouble. And if you ever see that, know that person is in trouble. And they're teaching our kids that at teaching my kid that. I'm trying to teach my son, but right now he's too goofy and he keeps like making these weird gestures with his hand, but that is recognized worldwide. I mean, it's supposed to be, and they're teaching more, but the younger ones are getting it in school. So if someone stares at you and they're holding this finger in and they're going like this, it's so that way the person that they're with doesn't recognize it and they're asking for help. So I want you guys to please pass that on and teach your children that your nieces. Thank you, common sense. What is my son learning? My son's 8 years old. He's at a prime age for being abducted or molested. And my daughter is 16, and I teach them that. And when they have their kids, their friends come over, I teach them that because it's important they recognize it. The first time I seen it, number one, shout out to Diet Melanin Queen. She had a great link on it. I need to share that. The first time I seen it, I knew just from the situations that I've been in. I talked to you guys about me being trafficked myself, me having being exploited as a child. I seen the first time I seen the symbol, I instinctively knew that the person was in danger. Because again, that person is gonna stare at you in the eye and they're gonna pierce at you. And if you need to do somebody else, you stare at them. Even before I knew what it resembled, I knew to call 911. Somebody tried to abduct my brother in elementary. Oh, Buddy Lee, yeah. Um, oh my goodness, I'm so glad that he's okay, and it's that scary and it happens that fast. So my that is really. I'm so glad that he's okay. That's really scary. Elementary school, so he's under the age. That was under the age of 12. Yeah, no nonsense, Stucky. Um, again, and when I go live again, I'm gonna double check the hand, but just remember, tuck this in because it's kind of like, you just like that. And even if a person um, doesn't recognize it, they're gonna know that something's up. It's gonna stay with them. And it's important to look you maintain eye contact if you do that symbol. So teach the kids to maintain um you want to hear your story when I saw the sign. Teach your kids to maintain the um eye contact. My story is, well, when I was abused, I was around a lot of other abused children and people. I remember there was a girl who I didn't know what it meant at the time, but she would it was like this, and it took a while for anyone to really recognize it. And I wasn't really allowed to speak out. I remember we were out, it was like a party, but um I was a child. Oh, I don't know, a child, I mean 13, 14. I don't know what you guys would consider a child, but I was at in these places and there was adults there, and I just remember that there was some kids. This girl, I don't really know how old she was, and I remember when I seen it, I I was stuck. Didn't really understand, and I don't even know if it was that popular at the time. I don't know. All I know is I just remember how these kids would stare at you, and that would be like the first time when I did some research on it later as an adult. Um, I can tell you that that person in that situation got help. Somebody must have recognized what she was doing. And as a child, I don't remember the details if she used her right hand or her left hand, but I do remember the gesture. And I do know that that child got help from an adult. I know I was in a situation where I had to do something like that, and in a restaurant, I also had help because I was in a lot of questionable situations. I'll tell you about that if you guys want. But I ended up running to a restaurant, and the guy was let me see, I was in high school. The guy was like a lot older, and thankfully somebody recognized the gesture. But as I got older, I looked it up, and I also saw a video that somebody played, a content creator, Melanie Queen, Diet Queen. You guys probably know who she is. She played it, and I was so touched when she played it because it brought those memories back. And I could tell you, if it wasn't for gestures like that, I wouldn't be here today. Um, as a child, like I said, I remember the gesture. I remembered you have to like it's the eye contact is really important, and I remember I had to stare, but I also remember seeing that out in the world that I was in. And I'm not trying to make you guys feel sorry for me. I don't want anything like that, but I want to tell you that I think it's important to recognize, because when I was a kid, it was in the public, and people um was around me, and that was the only one that didn't cause people to run away from me. Thank you. I'm sorry, Diet Melanin. Asking for help made people afraid of me, but that hand gesture was, for some reason, it alarms people and you get help. And I don't know why. Maybe because it's not aggressive, maybe because I just don't know why. And I'm hoping that more people can learn that. And I'm really grateful that I knew that. But I want to pass that information along to you guys. Um, like I said, I did see it before. And when I seen it, it hit me to the core. And I've used it. But seeing it before I knew what it was just stood with me. And I just remember that girl got help. And I wish that I could have, well, that's another story for another day. But I can tell you that the stuff that I've experienced with not just being trafficked, but being passed along, and I know that is a touchy subject, and I'm not trying to make anybody feel sick, but I can tell you that you don't just get away from that lifestyle a lot of times. And then a lot of the reasons why I speak out about stuff is because when you're trafficked or sexually exploited, there's a lot of your years that's gone. I'm not just talking about sex trafficking. There's also you can also be trafficked through labor where they're exploiting you in labor. I'm not talking about working excessively. I'm talking about being forced to do stuff for pay. You lose a lot of that time and you are stuck. So when I got out of one situation, it was another one and another one. And I'm really grateful for where I am today. I'm grateful that Buddy Lee's brother is here today. Let me tell you something. Um, I made it, but I seen a lot of bad stuff, and I seen kids who didn't make it. I seen kids end up some in prison, some died from overdoses, and I try my best to not fall into those kind of memories. But when I see something online, I'm quick to speak out against like cyber stalking, because I can handle it. All right, but what about the people who can't? And I really want to use my voice for that. Anti-gravity. I'm surprised someone wouldn't help someone who said they need it. No, there's a sad example of a black kid. Just saying because he was black, I would say if he was a white kid, but in this case, he was a black kid who went to somebody for help, and he was beaten up, and they shut the door on him, and he was killed. They People become afraid. There was a store owner. I don't know if you guys heard that story before. Another kid trying to run in. He was getting beat up by the gang. The guy locked the door on him. He got killed. You would be surprised. When I was being abused as a child, there was grown-ups around. No one did anything because they didn't want to cause trouble. But you guys remember that gesture I taught you, because I'm telling you, it will save lives. And I don't want you guys to be offended by what I'm saying. I'm definitely not trying to be like, oh, poor me, I went through this stuff. But I'm just telling you, I don't feel like, oh, poor me. I feel like I want to pass this information along. Remember that gesture. Because even if it's better to know something and not need it, hang on, than to need it and not know it. Did I say that right? Um, as a young girl, I went through a lot of stuff, right? And that is the one thing that stood out to me. So please, please pass that along. We have a lot of trafficking in Texas. Thank you, Non-Stucky. I'm not speaking as a victim, I'm speaking as a survivor. But imagine, I really would like all the schools to kind of teach that. I really wish that more people would see that, because I'm talking to you guys and it seems as if none of you have even heard of what I said about that gesture. So it's interesting to me that you guys don't even know what I'm talking about when I do that. Um, oh, that's right, Buddy Lee. And I'm assuming so none of you are familiar with that hand gesture that I did. That's pretty disturbing to me. So I'm gonna make a point to talk about that more. So you guys, I hope that no one is offended by anything I said. And if you are, well, this is the page to be offended. I'm hoping for change though, but I really am not trying to offend anybody. Um I can't help but oh, thank you. Okay, Alan Crooks have heard of that. Yes, I've heard of that distress signal before I even heard that Gabby flashed it. Thank you, Alan. Okay, okay. Let me see. I want to make sure I got that hand gesture right. Is that what it's called? Okay, you heard of that distress. Never saw it or heard of it, but I can imagine that encounter was life changing. It was Bailey. And what did they? So Alan Crooks, you just taught me something. Yes, I've heard of that distress signal before. I even heard that Gabby flashes. Okay, okay. I want to see if I got that here right. Because I'm telling you, for some reason, that one um was I've asked for help before. I even tried like one time like writing a note to someone saying I need help, and they're like, "You need what?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, you can't do that. You can't do that." So when I seen that gesture, because you can put that person in danger. I remember when I was with this guy, and I mean, I don't want to tell you guys the story that much, but I kind of have a big mouth that don't stop running. I was with this guy, and I think he was like Muslim or something. I just remember this big beard and the smell that he had. Like he was from the middle. I don't want to say anything that's going to be racist, so let me just not go there. But I just remember not being able to get out the car and this guy's still driving, and I'm thinking I'm going to school, driving out. And then I'm like, I'm in Wisconsin. I shouldn't be seeing water all around me where I'm living. I remember thinking, how do I get out of there? And it was a really scary experience. And, you know, so oh my goodness, thank you for showing me that. So yeah, okay, so I got it right. Um, I just remember all kinds of stuff, and so okay, you guys, the let me see if this isn't too long. Okay, wait, I'm gonna play it after the ad.
It's nice to see you again.
Wait.
Yeah, great to catch up. Oh, can you share that banana bread recipe? Oh, sure. It's actually my mom's banana bread recipe, but it's pretty full.
Man, I want to show you guys this, but I don't know if my light's gonna blind it. I might look funny in the dark too. Let me see something. You can't see it that well. Just listen to it mostly.
It's super easy. Well,
I'm gonna start from the beginning.
can you share that banana bread recipe?
Wait, no.
Oh, sure.
Oh no, wait.
It's actually my mom's banana
My
bread
OnlyFans
recipe,
came up.
but it's pretty foolproof and it's super easy.
Is that better?
Well, I appreciate it. I know your mom's a great baker, so I should be good. The trick is to grease the pan really well and use overripe bananas. That's my mom's tip. Okay, good to know. I can't wait to try it. So thanks again for the recipe.
Did you guys see how she did that? Wait. Let me play it again.
See you again. Yeah, great to catch up. Yeah. Oh, can you share that banana bread recipe? Oh, sure. It's actually my mom's banana bread recipe, but it's pretty foolproof and it's super easy. Well, I appreciate it. I know your mom's a great baker, so I should be good. The trick is to grease the pan really well and use overripe bananas. That's my mom's tip.
Okay, look.
Okay, good to know.
Wait.
I can't wait to try it. So thanks again for the recipe.
Okay, you can't see it that small. Dang it. Okay, look, you can see it. So what she's doing, she's bringing up a subject about something, and then she's like, so as she's talking, she's like, hey, can you tell me about the banana bread recipe? And then she's like that, and she's staring at her, and then she stops, and she's like, okay, can you tell me like about the banana bread recipe, like that? And she said, oh, okay. So that's kind of what she was doing. That's what I was trying to show you guys. I'm sorry that you guys couldn't see it, but I was trying to show you what the girl was doing with her hand. And so the way that she's talking, so it's like, okay, I'm talking to you. I'm like, hey, what's up? Yeah, you want to go to that party? Oh, I want to go to the party too. Yeah, I really want to go. I can't wait to have fun. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to do it. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, girl, yeah, that boy. Okay, well, just okay. So that's what I was trying to show you. Yeah, so she didn't flash to Simon Peely. Yeah, like that. So I wanted you guys to kind of see. I know you couldn't, I wasn't like a good gesture, but I wanted you guys to like see like how that was done so you can understand a little bit. And she just went to bed. But the thing I really wanted you guys to see was the eye contact. Not just that. So that was let me see if I could maybe find a video on that. But I just think that was like pretty profound, and I wanted to like show you guys that. But are you saying a kidnap victim was signaling someone? I would what? So yeah, that's what I wanted you guys to see. But I wonder if I can get it bigger.
It was nice to see you again.
I don't know why it's so little. Is this too little too?
Can you share that banana bread recipe? Sure. It's actually my mom's banana bread recipe, but it's pretty foolproof and it's super easy. Well, I appreciate it. And your mom is a great baker, so I should be good. The trick is to grease the pan really well and use overripe bananas. That's my mom's tip. Okay, good to know. I can't wait to try it. So thanks again for the recipe.
Could you guys do that better or no? Anyways, it's a gesture I was trying to show you guys. I hope that you could get it.
Because it makes sense.
Maybe you didn't get it, but that's what I was trying to show you. And it's just important that as you're talking, you just want to because it's supposed to not alert the person that you're with. And I'll try to find let me try. Maybe I can find a bigger one. Because she had her other hand by the hair. You gotta remember, it's supposed to be discreet, but not that discreet. I'll try to find a bigger hand gesture.
Continue analyzing Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie's final encounters laid out on social media and in with her. Worse.
I want to see if I want to see if I can show you guys the. Here it is.
The bottom line is I think people need to understand once again.
Oh wait, do you guys want to see it? You can say no, because then I won't show it to you. Can you display it via screen share? I don't know how to do all that. Does somebody else know how to do it? I don't know how to do that.
That it brings domestic violence to the parents. Believes Gabby.
Wait a minute. I'm going to show you guys a bigger. Let me show you guys a bigger one. Let me see if you guys can get it. Let me show you this. It's not a long article. I don't know how to do that, but let me show you this where tell me if it's too small.
Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie's final encounters laid out on social media and in police body cam video.
Is this too small? Wait. Is that good if I show you like that? Okay, I'll include the link. Okay, I'll do that. I'll include the link, you guys. So, because I want you guys to, let me see. I'll put a link. Maybe I can do that right now. Yeah, let me put the link in the chat right now. I'm gonna do this one because this is how it's being more known. Copy link. Copy. Okay. Tell me if you guys can see the link.
Tell me if you guys can see.
Okay. Can you see that link that I put in? Maybe I put it in the wrong chat. Shoot. Oh, there it is. Okay. You see the link. So that is the link. And it's gonna talk about that hand gesture there. I'm gonna pin this comment. So I'm so sorry, you guys. I did not mean to bore you with that. I just wanted you guys to know that I did not mean to bore you. Again, I'm not sure if that is the exact symbol that I saw as a child, but I can tell you that it was similar to that. And so when I was doing research on it, I was glad that it was something more universal now, because I just remember as a kid, the staring and getting somebody's attention with the hand gesture and seeing it again as an adult really made a difference to me because it stood out. And I don't even know how I got on that subject, you guys, but now it's being talked about more. So I want you guys to please get familiar with that, because I'm telling you that I didn't know all the details as a younger person, but that was the most effective way to get help. And I'm glad that it's being talked about now. I know asking for help, saying things like danger or fire didn't work. And a lot of times the person would be put in danger because the person that have abducted us or did something would recognize anything else, and are looking at the person they're preying on for any kind of clues for escape. So that is that link, and I hope that you guys check that out. And Schooner, the other one, it looked like she was playing with her hair because she was kind of like that, but that's because she was trying to play it off. It's just really important, you guys, to how that hand you fold the thumb and you that is the signal. Okay. And no, it's not gonna be like that because it was cool to learn. Oh, thank you, Buddy Lee. It's not gonna I was trying to show you guys what it looks like, but no, you do not do it repetitively, but you keep the eye contact. So they'll maintain a conversation with you. This is what we're being taught now. So I'm glad that Alan has have heard of it, but I'm glad that you guys can thank you, Schooner, for telling me to include the link. That helps a lot. The reason I can't screen share on this one is because I'm not using a third party. I'm just doing it through YouTube, and I don't know how to do it through YouTube like that. Um, so talk about whatever, but keep that eye contact of who you're talking to. Even after you drop the signal, you're gonna have your hand fold it and go like that. Keep that hand there, do whatever, but that's the only way. It's like you're asking for help, so that's what you do. But that is why she probably had her hand like this to cover it up a little bit. Just so you know. And you guys, that's all I have for you today. That took me back a lot. And again, I would like to know your opinions about the R. Kelly verdict. Schooner, I definitely would like to know what you think about the clip that I dropped because you guys any what did nobody like say woman? If a woman wants dessert, dessert can I flash the sentence? If Buddy Lee, y- I don't know, but I kind of want some dessert right now. Um, Buddy Lee, Buddy Lee, I'm gonna challenge you to a battle. I'm telling you that right now, so I hope you're ready. Um, Nonsense Stucky, you guys. I want you to know that we have these conversations, and it could be like heavy, but it could be. Oh man, look at my kids. This is horrible. Um, the live was great. I enjoyed it. I'll catch the reminder. Let me know. Oh, I'm done, Stucky. It's 3 a.m. I'm about to tune in too because I'm gonna get ready for an interview tomorrow. I think on 10 toes down. I'm not sure. And I'm about to go get my hair cut right now. You guys have a great night. Buddy Lee, I'm gonna take you down. All right. So I'm gonna pull up. Good night, Schooner. Good night, everybody. Native Queen. I will talk to you all soon. Thank you so much, and I will look forward to. I'll look at the comments on the replay. Have a good night, and thank you so much for spending time with me on my politically incorrect channel. Good night, everyone. Good night, Buddy Lee. You guys have a great night. Good night, Alan. I'll see you all soon. Wait, did I throw that trash across the room? Yeah, I did because well, my kid's dad brought them like Carl's Jr. and stuff, and I didn't get any, and it had cat fur on it. I love you all. Have a great night. I'm gonna go pick up the trash that Scooter just called me out on. Big hug. I just love me some Scooter.